Hey there out there. I'm Kristen. Welcome to the Nightly from Hatch Plus, a slumber party for pop culture lovers. And we have one of our very favorite pop culture lovers in the world with us today, the delightful Nicole Daniels. Nicole, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here.
So for those, the very few who may not know who you are, tell us more about who you are, what kind of pop culture you're connected to, what kind of content you put out in the world that I love so much.
So I am an actor and writer, but I create lots of videos that are often parodies of period piece films, foreign films, A24. I also create a lot of content around work, both babysitting work and nonprofits. So there's a range. And I think I love period piece films being considered pop culture, which of course they are. But I think as a kid being obsessed with history, I definitely felt like I was more on the fringes of pop culture because I would much have preferred to be in a dress, like pretending I was fetching water for my mother, than anything else.
Oh, Nicole, you and I are cut of the same cloth that way. I got my Laura Ingalls Wilder costume. I was supposed to go to the 50th anniversary of the Little House on the Prairie TV show 2 years ago, but there was a transit issue. I missed it, unfortunately. It was in Walnut Grove, Minnesota. I missed it. I have watched and read Anne of Green Gables many times. So I'm with you. If I'm given the choice between wearing a bonnet or wearing a motorcycle jacket, I'm probably going to choose the bonnet. That's probably me. Yeah.
I think that's very fair. And I will say people in my comments are often like, where did you get this dress from? I would love to wear that. So I don't think we're alone.
Yeah. We are a quiet, gentle community. All of us in our prairie dresses together. We're out there. All right. Well, speaking of period pieces, Nicole, we are here because you are the narrator of the newest Hatch classics, Little Women, which is out now on Hatch Plus. So exciting. Can you tell us about it?
I had the most fun recording it and just revisiting the story in that way. I am reading it really from the perspective of Jo, and it was so fun to get to be her and to bring to life the voices, softly of the other sisters and other people in their world. I did bring in my Victorian dress, and for one of the chapters, I did put that on. And so I felt very much in character for that piece, but it was a lot of fun, and it is such a cozy story.
Oh, that is so fantastic that you dressed in costume. And I'm sure the listeners can hear that dedication.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of Little Women, can we talk more about your relationship with Little Women? Tell me about how it's touched you or angered you or whatever it's done for you.
Well, I was absolutely in love with the 90s Little Women growing up. And I think
the Winona Ryder, Susan Sarandon,
yes,
Claire Danes.
Exactly. And I think in general, Little Women has something for everyone. I'm biased because I love it. But I do think that with each of the sisters' own personalities, I think that we can each see ourselves in all of them and might feel more of a connection to one over the other. But I think as a period piece obsessed kid, there were so many tropes that I loved and things that just spoke to me.
I absolutely agree with you. It's almost like Sex and the City, like, which gal are you? Or the Golden Girls, which Golden Girl are you? And you can kind of do that with Little Women, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I do have to confess something to you. I maybe asked a pointed question when I asked about your relationship, what you love about Little Women. Do they anger you? And I'm going to say one of them in particular really does anger me. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Amy?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Bratty little Amy. Oh, I mean, I know she evolves.
She does. I feel like she has a great arc, though, in that way. She's like a refined painter by the end.
Yeah. Okay. So listeners, if you aren't super familiar with Little Women, the four sisters are Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy. And Jo is essentially the stand-in for the author, Louisa May Alcott. So we're supposed to, I think kind of most identify with Jo because the author does, but the other sisters are based on Louisa May Alcott's actual sisters. And so the four sisters are Meg, who's the oldest. She's very traditional. She's into marriage and children. Jo, who's more of a career gal. She writes, she takes care of the family. She's independent and strong. We have Beth, who has the heart of gold, the sweetest, most forgiving person in the world, but also very sick. I won't say what happens to her in the end, but she's not a healthy girl. And we have Amy, who is the youngest and, at least in the beginning, is kind of a brat.
Yes. Yeah.
And she does have an arc, though. I totally agree with you, Nicole. She changes the most, probably, of all the characters in the book.
That is absolutely true.
But I will say this in the beginning, she makes me very angry. She's such a brat, and she does something that I don't know if I'd ever be able to forgive. She takes Jo's manuscript that she has been working on for years, handwritten, not in a MacBook Pro, writing it by hand for years. And Amy, mad that she can't go with Meg and Jo to the theater one night because she's a little kid. She's not a grown-up like Meg and Jo. She can't go. And she throws a fit and grabs that manuscript of Jo's she's been working on for years and throws it in the fire. And at that point, I'm like, Amy, you're over to me.
And still such an iconic scene.
Oh, just thinking about it gets me.
I know. But it's a great one with Amy and her little hair and her little pin curls and rollers. Yes. And I think Meg in many ways does the least for me. Like, she doesn't upset me, but I just find her, as you described, she's going for this more traditional life. And I find there's less for me to kind of jump into when it comes to Meg.
Yeah, she just does what's expected. She never seems to push back ever or belie expectations. And I'd say the other characters do more.
Yes. Yeah. Even Beth, who's like helping out this family who's sick. And though that's very supported by her family, I do feel like she puts herself out there a little more. I also really loved Beth.
Yeah. She really is pureness, kindness, loveliness. She really is in her own suffering. I mean, she's thinking about other people's suffering.
Yes.
And if she wanted to just devolve into a pity party for herself, deserved, she would be allowed to do that. But instead, she's thinking about other people who have it bad and doing everything she can to put kindness in the world. She really is a sweetheart, isn't she?
She really is.
Makes me so mad. I do have to point out for our international listeners, here in the U.S., Little Women Part 1 and Little Women Part 2 was released as one book. So abroad, Little Women is usually released as two books. The first book just takes the kids through their childhood, essentially, and book 2, we get more of the romances, things that happen with Laurie. Like, spoiler, Laurie, after being rebuffed by Jo many, many times, this is Jo's boyfriend. I'm sorry, I wouldn't say he's a boyfriend. There's this guy named Laurie who's really, really into Jo. And he's been kind of, making himself available to her as much as possible. And at the end of book 2, rebuffed by Jo repeatedly, he chooses a different sister to be with. And can we talk about Laurie for a second?
Yeah, it's so interesting because part of me is like, okay, did he and Amy, who he ends up being with, change so much over time that they really were in alignment and, like, quote unquote, meant to be with each other? Or is it partly for him this desire of wanting to be in the family, in Jo's family in some form?
If I can't have Jo, I'll have her little sister. Is it that? I don't know.
Which, when you say it like that, it sounds awful. But that, I think part of me does wonder, is that what it is?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people over the years who've read or seen the movies wonder about this. And while we're at it, let's play a game, Nicole, that we love to play around here. The game is called Kiss, Marry, Kill.
Okay.
But It's also known here in the Pillow Fort as spoon, snore, shove on the floor, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
I have a few different options here, and I'd love to know where you stand on these ones. And we were talking about Laurie, so let's start with this one.
Okay.
Spoon, snore, or shove on the floor. Our options are Timothy Chalamet's version of Laurie in the Greta Gerwig Little Women, Christian Bale's version of Laurie in the Little Women that you love from the 90s, or Professor Bear, which, spoiler listeners, is who Joe ends up with in the end of book 2 of Little Women.
I feel like Timothy Chalamet and the Christian Bale version are so different, but I love them both. So that I think I could more easily shove on the floor Professor Bear, or like honestly a bit of a snore. I don't know. He does less for me. So maybe I'm going to put him on shove on, like, kindly shove on the floor.
Yeah, I'm shoving him too. He's kind of condescending and boring too.
Yeah, I get why Joe was maybe drawn to him, but the condescension is the harder sell for me.
Yeah.
Maybe spoon Timothy Chalamet and snore Christian Bale.
Ah, so you'd marry Christian Bale. Okay.
Maybe.
I hate to sound like I'm copying you, but I totally agree. I could be married to Christian Bale's Laurie. Timothy Chalamet's Laurie, I'm like, maybe I'd kiss you at a party.
Yeah.
After we have a little dance. But I don't want to marry you. Whereas Christian Bale, he seems more like a man. Yes. Timothy Chalamet seems more like a boy.
Yes, he definitely was giving the younger years Laurie very convincingly.
Exactly. All right, so we agree on that one.
Yes.
Okay, next up. Orchard House at Christmas. Listeners, Orchard House is where Louisa May Alcott wrote Little Women. It's a history house. It's from the 1600s. So Orchard House at Christmas, New York City in the fall, or Walden Pond in the spring.
I think as much as I love Orchard House at Christmas, I might shove that on the floor. As cozy as and iconic as it is, but because I'm in LA and I'm really missing New York, and I love New York in the fall. I know we only see a little bit of that in the books and movies, but I feel like 1800s New York City in the fall is something I could really come back to. So maybe that's my snore, my like Mary, and then spoon Walden Pond in the spring.
I think you and I disagree completely on this one.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm going to shove Walden Pond on the floor. And that's because Henry David Thoreau, in his book, he's constantly complaining about the train noise there.
Wow, I don't remember that, but
and I'm like, oh my gosh, that doesn't sound very relaxing. Also, he's on Walden Pond essentially in his friend's backyard the whole time.
Right. It was very cozy, ultimately.
Yeah. But I don't know if I want to be in my friend's backyard compared to like the other options available, right? So it's like, okay, I'm in my noisy friend's backyard. So I'm shoving that on the floor. Walden Pond, goodbye. Orchard House at Christmas. I want to make out with that all night, actually. And as a matter of fact, this holiday season, I am going to try my best to make it there for the first time. Orchard House at Christmas. So hopefully I can make that happen. I still don't know yet, but that's something I'm going to try to do. That would be amazing. I love a history house at Christmas. I've also done the Biltmore Estate, which is one of the Vanderbilt mansions at Christmas once in Asheville. I just love a holiday house, especially if people are there dressed in historical costume.
Maybe it's because that is what I did as a kid. Like I was a costumed historical interpreter and worked at different sites at Christmas and the holidays and year round. And so maybe it's lost. I'm like, I've done that. I really know that one, that version.
Okay, Nicole, I just went from thinking you were fantastic to thinking you're a goddess because that is my dream job. I dream of being a historical interpreter someday, of wearing a bustle every day for the rest of my life. And
But you should.
oh my gosh, churn some butter, walk around some grounds and point out some bed warmers.
The butter is waiting for you. The time is here.
Oh man. Okay. All right. This is amazing. Okay. So Orchard House at Christmas. I am totally spooning that. But snoring, who am I going to lay side by side with for the rest of my life? It's going to be New York City in the fall. I live in New York. I love New York. I love the interpretations of New York in the fall from every century. I'm so into it. So yeah, I'm with New York in the fall for the long haul. All right. Let's do one more. Spoon, snore, or shove on the floor. American Girl dolls version.
Love. Okay.
Our three options are Samantha, the orphan living with her wealthy grandma in upstate New York in the early 1900s. Felicity, the horse-loving girl in Williamsburg, Virginia, whose community is divided over the American Revolution in the 1770s. Or Addie, who escapes slavery in North Carolina in the 1860s and creates a new life for herself in Philadelphia, helping others to escape as well. So again, that's Samantha, Felicity, or Addie.
I mean, I guess I would, Addie as the revolutionary she was. I'm like, okay, Snore in the marriage, like that's the marriage, right? The long term.
Incredible.
I would be locked in with Addie.
Yeah.
I think Samantha, I would shove on the floor. I love Samantha, but I mean, talk about bratty tendencies. Like she feels like a parallel to Amy to me, but I do love her. And I think Felicity would be Spoon. Felicity seems just like so fun and cool and on her horse. And yeah.
Okay. All right. We have some disagreement. We're going to have to fight over our wife here, Addie, because Addie is absolutely the best. She's a hero. She's smart. She's decent. She's intrepid. She's kind. She's brave. I love everything about Addie. Addie is the best. We love Addie. So I guess we're in a throuple with her.
Yes.
I'm marrying her, but I'm spooning. I know this is going to sound not very sophisticated of me, but rich girl Samantha, the orphan. I feel like she'd be a fun hang because she's so rich, and she'd just be like, yeah, I'm going to buy you that dress, that doll.
Yeah,
you like that doll? I'll buy that doll for you. Oh, you want a carriage ride? We'll get you in a carriage. Like, I just feel like
that's true.
Samantha's rich and she throws around money like a clueless idiot. But
yes,
I feel like it would be fun with her.
And she is kind to Nellie, her neighbor's servant. And then she does get more involved in I guess,
child labor issues and so on.
Yeah, child labor issues. Yeah, factories. Yeah. So she does broaden her scope a bit.
She does. And I know what you're saying. There are Amy tendencies in Samantha, but if it's just a spoon, if it's just a kiss, I'm like, I'll hang out with a rich girl for a night while she spends money on me. That'd be fun.
True.
And
very true.
As far as Felicity goes, I'm shoving her on the floor. I'm just like, I'm not a horse girl. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Loving horses is not a personality, Felicity. Sorry. That's like saying I drink coffee and it's my personality. It's not. No. So you can have her.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Nicole, this has been so much fun. Can you tell listeners where they can get more of you? I know everybody wants more of you because you're such a delight.
That is very kind. Well, I am on Instagram at Nicole Olive and on TikTok at Nicole Olive D.
Everybody's going to check you out because you're wonderful. And I've just had the best time with you tonight, Nicole. So good that I am ready to lay my head down on my pillow and dream of Little Women. So shall we call it a night?
I think we should. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Good night.
Good night.